Do you know what time it is? Yep, exactly. It's the magical time where money makes more money while you're sleeping. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you transparently what I earned in August in terms of dividend income, interest, and cashback from my various cards. That's basically money that works harder for me than an espresso shot on a Monday morning. So if you want to sip on that passive income pina colada and give your future self a high five, then make sure to stick around. So let's kick things off with my dividend income for the month of August. So you can see over here on Dividend Watch, which is my dividend tracker of choice. I link it to my Interactive Brokers account where I'm buying all my dividend stocks. And then through Dividend Watch, I better visualize what I'm actually getting and can track all my performances there. So you can see currently value of my portfolio is just shy of 28,000 euros. And I'm in the green, which is always nice to see. So a little bit up over there, but again, I'm a long-term investor. Even if I was short, I wouldn't really mind. And then over here, you can see the various holdings that I'm having. Not too many. I try to really have a lean portfolio so I can really track all of them. But yeah, that's basically what it is. So with this, I can click into the dividends and really see what have been the dividends that I received in the month of August. So we want to go over here into the monthly tab. And then I go back to August. And August was actually quite a sad month in the way from dividends. Probably one of the lowest ones I've had for a while, even less than July. But that's because most of the dividend paying companies that I have pay dividends on a quarterly basis. So, you might have obviously 2 quarters in a row that don't pay out much dividends. But then obviously looking ahead at September over here, you can see one of the big payments, probably my biggest payment so far, is coming up. To smoothen it out a little bit, I do have a monthly dividend paying company in here, which is Realty Income, but all others are paying on a quarterly basis. So let's go through and one by one to have a look what happened here. Obviously Blackstone, one of my bigger holdings, I got a dividend in August and that was €8.45. So that was the quarterly payout I got over there. Then I have Realty Income, as I mentioned before. That's basically one of the biggest REITs in the world, mostly based in the US, but they also have a few properties overseas. And they have been coming down a little bit in price recently because of fears of looming recession, high interest rates, etc. Makes it a bit difficult for them to expand and grow. But I do think for me, again, I'm a long-term investor. I get them basically at the discount right now. So I'm going to be buying more of it definitely every single month and add to my portfolio. So there, I've been steadily increasing my dividend payout every month. And here I just got over 10 euros in dividends from that one REIT alone. Next, we have Morgan Stanley, which is another company I'm quite bullish on the long term. They've been doing really well actually and quite happy with them. I will definitely add more to my portfolio of them in the future. But in the company currently, I have quite a small share, only 5 of them. So that's why the payout is also only 4 euros. So hopefully, as my portfolio grows, I'll be able to invest more into the company and therefore increase my dividend payout as well. And then lastly, with Apple, I'm a huge Apple fanboy. In a way, I would love to own more of them because I do believe they will continue to grow in the future. But the dividend yield right now, if I click into it, you will see over here, it's just so low. You can see right now the dividend yield is only 0.5%. My yield on cost is 0.55%. Despite having a value of 1.3 thousand in there, my annual income is only 6.5 euros. So honestly, really not attractive for me. And despite me liking the company, I might pick up a few shares here and there, but it's definitely not contributing very much in terms of overall dividend income from that company. So yeah, overall pretty quiet month actually. But just as a reminder, it really doesn't matter how often a company pays a dividend, right? Because a lot of people get obsessed of having monthly paying dividend companies and others want quarterly. Most of the European ones either pay once a year or maybe twice a year. So that's very common as well. So you have to look at the annual payout. Essentially, the percentage you see in terms of dividend income pertains to the entire annual period, right? It doesn't matter how you slice and dice it. You can earn 100 euros worth of dividends, get it paid out once a year, or you get 100 euros paid out every single month, but obviously in smaller chunks, which is then less than 10 euros per month, basically. So in the end, it really doesn't matter. Of course, I do understand if later on in life, you might want to live from those dividends, then of course it's nice to get them on a monthly basis because then you can always use the money and sort of use it or reinvest faster, etc. So personally, of course, I also like a lower frequency, but on the grand scheme of things, in terms of investment returns, it really doesn't matter the frequency. So don't make your investment decision based on how often the company pays out. Rather focus on the fundamentals of the company and of course the long-term outlook. So looking ahead at September, that's probably going to be one of my highest paying months. My highest one so far was 61 euros in June. So yeah, that's definitely, you can see once again the compounding effect starting to kick in over time as I add more shares, more dividends, and then obviously reinvest those dividends as well. And yeah, most of all, I'm excited to see the total growing. If I go back into my holdings over here, you can see the annual dividends. I mean, that's not for the remainder of the year, but if I take 12 months cumulative in a row, right now I'm already over 700 euros. So that's really good. Of course, as I always say, my next goal will be to hit 4-digit dividend income per year. So that'll be 1,000 euros in a year. And then obviously it snowballs and compounds from there if I stick with investing regularly. With this, let's look into the interest income that I earned during the month of August. For this, let's kick things off with one of my favorite apps that I'm using on a daily basis, and that is Lightyear. You can see over here my cash balance. I have currently 20,800 euros in there, and as you can see, I'm getting 3% interest on that money. As you can see over here, I just got paid out today 52.65 euros from last month. That's the interest that I basically earned by keeping my money here in the cash account. Of course, I could also keep it in US dollars or pounds, and I would earn even more, 4.5%. But as I need the money for the mortgage, which we'll use to buy a new property in the near future, I want to have it liquid and available every day, and there's no lockup period. That's a great thing. Basically, I can withdraw it at an instant notice and have it back in my other account if I wanted to. And yeah, once again, I always love Lightyear. The way they communicate it very transparently. You can see here the ECB rate. Obviously, they take a small fee, and the balance is paid to you. So I really enjoyed it. You can see the lifetime interest, 163 euros, just by keeping my money here. That's what I mean. The money works for you passively without me doing anything for it. So I really love it. And obviously, the funds are protected up to 20K. So I feel really safe with that. And honestly, I really recommend you, if you haven't checked out Lightyear yet, then please use my link in the description below. Use the code KAI10 and you'll get $10 worth of stocks to get you started. Next up, we move to Trading 212, another very popular app that's actually a stockbroker first and foremost, but they also recently added the feature of paying you interest on your money. So when I head over to the interest earning section, you will see over here, so far I earned all time 30 euros and last month alone 23 euros by keeping my money there. Now it's a bit less because it's only 1.5%, so definitely one of the lower ones, actually the lowest of the three I'm using, but still at the same time, while my other two, I'll show you one more in a second, already maxed out in terms of protection limit. I don't want to have anything above the limit there because if, God forbid, something happens to any of them, you never know what might happen to your money. So that's why I opened up the third one, which is Trading 212. And here, they're also protected up to 20K. And that's why I have just shy of that in my account over here. And still, 1.5% is better than my local bank account, which actually pays me, yes, you guessed it, 0%, which is really sad. Obviously, they do have some interest options, but then you have to lock it up for 6 or 12 months, which, as I said, I'm not really interested in because I might need those funds very soon for my down payment. So I really like to keep it here, very liquid. And, 1.5 is better than nothing, 23 euros in a month. Just by keeping my money sitting here, I can sleep peacefully at night. And at the same time, I'm compounding my money over time. Of course, once again, I could keep it also in pounds or USD. You can see in USD it's almost 2.25%. And with the low exchange rate in the app, you could actually exchange the money, your euros or what have you, into dollars or pounds to benefit from a high exchange rate. But honestly, as I said, since I need the money, I don't want to be subject to any FX fluctuations because, right now it might make sense, but if the currency valuation drops by 2% versus my base currency, then obviously the slightly higher interest rate in the end doesn't offset the loss in exchange rate. So that's why I keep it safe right now, even though it's slightly lower rate, but for me, it works just fine. With this, we head over to Trade Republic, which is actually another great stockbroker, first and foremost, but they also give you the option of paying interest on your idle cash, and that accrues daily, paid out monthly. So you can see here, last month, I actually got paid almost 83 euros. I mean, that's really, really amazing. And so far for the year, I earned 223 euros just by parking my money over here. Now, granted, it's a larger amount than in the other two brokers because you're actually also protected up to 100,000 euros, even though interest payments is only up to 50,000. So anything over 50,000, you won't get any additional interest, but up to 50,000, they will pay you 2% interest. So a bit lower than Lightyear, but a bit higher than Trading 212. And the good thing, as I said, you're protected up to 100,000. So with this, I sleep really peacefully at night and I really recommend them. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out, then use my link in the description below. You can see over here, I got a few referral bonuses. And if you do end up using my link when you sign up, you will get a free bonus share. So basically a win-win scenario as you support the channel and process, which is much appreciated. With this, we come to the last part of my truly passive monthly income. And for that, I use Revolut and more specifically the Revolut Ultra plan. And yeah, that's basically the highest plan, which also offers you the highest cashback, especially for the Pro card. I get 1.2% on my Pro transactions. So you can see over here, so far I already earned 347 euros. Sadly, that's not since last month, but since I started using that system of getting cashback with Revolut. But I can click over here and see the breakdown. So you can see for last month, I was paid 24.85 euros in terms of Pro cashback. Now granted, since I took the annual plan of Revolut Ultra, which is not cheap, I've done a whole video about it. Currently I pay around 45 euros per month, so technically it didn't quite cover my monthly fees, But on the other hand, if I quickly head back over here, you can see a lot of other things that are included, which, for me, as I explained in the video, are definitely worth it. And if I add them all up, definitely more than pay for the membership itself, but I'll do a future update video on that. As you can see over here, if you use your regular Ultra card, there's a much lower cashback that you get within Europe, which is 0.1%. So that's really not attractive. So I try to use my Pro card as much as possible to really start racking up those transactions, because 1.2% obviously is much higher than 0.1%. But yeah, overall, definitely really happy with this. And that's truly passive, because the money I would have spent anyways, right? I mean, I make my transactions, I go to eat out, buy groceries, to travel, whatever I do, I would use and spend that money anyways. So using it together with my Revolut Pro card, I get cash back in the process, and why not benefit from it? Definitely, it's better than nothing. And yeah, I'm quite happy with the results so far. I did have months where it was significantly higher, especially when we had our wedding. Obviously, my monthly expenses were also higher. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with this. And as I said, if I add it all up, the benefits plus the cashback, for me, it really makes financial sense at this stage. I did actually forget one more thing, and that's my crypto holdings. As you can see over here, currently it's down a little bit, down to 33,000. But all of this is in my Ledger wallet. So basically, I'm not getting any staking rewards on this. It's just sitting there. I'm sleeping peacefully at night. Yeah, the price is going up and down. But as I've mentioned in one of my earlier videos, I'm really excited about 2024. I do believe that Bitcoin will see price increase. And until then, I'm staying put, holding everything in my Ledger wallet. I do actually also have a little bit still on my Nexo wallet, 1,100 euros. And they recently came out with a great new feature about their card, where you can now go from credit card to debit card at an instant. And as you can see over here, I mean, right now I'm getting 7% interest on my Euro holdings in my Nexo account. So I'll make a separate video about this very soon. I think it's a great feature. But yes, for now, I'll continue to hold most of my crypto holdings on my Ledger hardware wallet. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this transparent video and the series that I'm continuing every single month now. And hopefully it also inspires you to see the growth month over month, because I can really start seeing the compounding effect and growing effect of many of my investments, which is obviously really nice. And honestly, I'm just getting started. I can only imagine 10, 20, 30 years from now, it will really be a very nice number. And if you are not tracking your net worth over time yet, then I really urge you to do so. And as a bonus gift for you, you can actually sign up to my email newsletter. And once you've done that, you will get access to a link where you can download my net worth tracker and budget tracker that will help you to track your budget and your net worth over time, which I truly believe is super important. Next up, I recommend you to check out this video over here. As always, I appreciate you so much for watching. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao. So do you think it's a good spot to chill here, yeah? That's the way to make an entrance to a YouTube video. Something you have to say to our subscribers? To buy more S&P 500? Are you a financial advisor? Obviously she's not.